Hey guys, thanks for clicking on this video. I'm going to teach you how to control a Windows desktop with a MacBook. I'm going to teach you how to do this using a software called TeamViewer, which is free and easy to install. And it's a generic enough way to do it so that it's easy to apply to any combination of Windows, Mac OS device software pairing. So for instance, if you had a Windows laptop and you want to control a Mac OS desktop, this I imagine can also work, but in this video I'm going to talk about how to control a Windows desktop with a MacBook using TeamViewer. So I just bought my desktop actually, and it's sitting under my desk here, but I can't access it unless I'm in this room physically. And in order to have control over it while I'm away, which gives me freedom to work wherever there is internet, I wanted to have a solution that could allow me to do that, especially as a grad student where there's software on my Windows desktop that I might want to use that is not available on my MacBook. So let's get started, and it's pretty easy to do, so I'll show you here. So the first thing I'm going to do is go to the website teamviewer.com, and this is it. And I'm going to click on the download button. Now the website should automatically recognize your operating system, so you can go ahead and click the green download button here. Once you downloaded the app, you'll follow through the instructions and install it on your computer. I've already installed it on mine, so I'm just going to open it. I'm going to go to the app, and it looks something like this. So I'm going to click it. And now the first screen you'll probably see is this one, asking you to log in. Now, if you already have an account, you can go ahead and sign in. And if you don't, then creating an account will be the next step. So I'm going to go ahead and sign in here. And now that I'm logged in, I'm going to click on this connector tab, which shows me the ID and password for my MacBook. And it is blurred here for obvious reasons. But this ID and password is unique to this specific MacBook. So if I wanted to connect to it using another computer, I would need this information. But since we want to connect to the desktop using this MacBook or laptop, I'm going to go to this fourth tab that will let me add a computer that I would like to control. Now here my desktop is already showing because I've connected to it before, but in order to add a new computer, you'll go to this icon here and then click on Add Remote Computer. From there, you'll enter in the TeamViewer ID and password that's associated with the desktop computer. But before we have that information, we first have to go over to that computer and download TeamViewer. So here on the desktop computer, you'll download TeamViewer and install it just like you did on your Mac. Here I've already installed it, so I'll just open it up. And this screen is what you'll probably see first, which is the sign-in screen. You'll type in your email address that you use to create your account and the password, and you want to check the Keep Me Signed In button just so that you're able to stay connected to your account in order to connect to the computer at a later time. So I'm going to sign in. Now my account comes up, and once that is set up, you'll go ahead and log in just like I did. Once you're logged in, you'll want to click the Remote Control tab, and there you'll find your ID and password for the desktop computer. So again, this ID and password is specific to this computer, so you'll need it to connect to the desktop from the MacBook. And again, my ID and password are blurred for obvious reasons. But now that we have this information, we will go back to the MacBook. But first, in order to set this up right, one of the key things you want to do is go into settings on your desktop, then go to system, power and sleep, and set the sleep timer for never. So this is important because if you set the timer for anything else, or basically if you allow your desktop to go to sleep, it will disconnect from the internet, and if your computer is not connected to the internet, then it won't be able to connect using TeamViewer. So you don't have to worry too much about this, the computer never going to sleep automatically. If you want the computer to go to sleep, you would just simply go to the start menu, power, and then sleep. But since this desktop is a workstation, from my experience, I've seen that it's capable of just staying awake kind of perpetually. And of course, if the power goes out or something, then it will go to sleep or just shut down. But it just won't sleep automatically, which is needed for me to be able to connect to it using TeamViewer. So that's a really important step there. Now that I know the TeamViewer username and password of my desktop, I'll go back to TeamViewer on my laptop and click on the Computers and Contacts tab. Then click on Add Remote Computer and type in the username and password associated with TeamViewer on my desktop. You can also add a nickname so that you can more easily know what remote computer you're trying to connect to. Press OK. I'm going to press cancel because I've already done this before. And now you can just double click on the computer and connect to the desktop. And so now I'm connected to my desktop, and it's pretty much full functionality too that I have on my desktop. I can access files and even settings and even hardware that's connected to the computer, like my webcam, just in case I need to check that the floor is still on the ground while I'm not here. But yeah, it's important to make sure that your computer is set to never sleep so that the desktop can always be connected to the internet, allowing you to connect to it remotely from your laptop. So that's it. That's how you control your desktop with your laptop. Hopefully that was helpful, and I'll see you guys in the next video.